So I wanted to share my experience on astral travel and how I left my body. And yeah, let's dive right into it. I think I was 15 years old the first time it happened. And I was coming across a video that explained what astral travel is and how you do it. And how I did it was I was trying to take a nap. It was during the day. I think it was around 2 p.m. or something like that. And I remember I was laying on my bed, laying on my back, and I was in kind of like a sleepy mood, not like really tired, but kind of like sleepy, so that the body is tired, but the mind and the consciousness still is awake. And I was closing my eyes and I was relaxing my body, relaxing my mind, and I imagined a rope that was like above my stomach, right? That was going up. And I imagined how I would pull myself out of my body from this rope, right? So I was like in my bed, laying like this, and I pulled the rope, and my body was not moving. It was like completely still, completely relaxed. I just envisioned it with my mind, and yeah, then I pulled myself out of my body, and I continuously repeated in my head, I'm leaving my body. I want to get out. I'm leaving my body. And man, what happened afterwards, what happened then was quite intense. I've never experienced something like this, and that was the first time that this happened for me. And that was a moment, a very important moment in my life where a lot of things changed. My whole perspective on life changed. My perspective on death and what we are changed. And yeah, basically what happened then was um, my whole body started to vibrate, but not my physical body. My energetical, my astral body started to vibrate. And these vibrations, they got so intense to a point where it felt like I'm being like shaken, like really intense. So I had these like intense vibrations, and I still said, okay, I'm leaving my body, I'm leaving my body. And then I felt the pull. I was pulling myself out of my body, and then my astral body was hovering above my physical body. And at that moment, I was 14 years old, 15 years old. I freaked out of excitement, and I was afraid at the same time a little bit. So I said stop, and with that stop, I immediately popped back into my body, and I was laying that, and I woke up again, like, whoa, what the fuck happened? And how could you tell if that was not a dream or something that I just imagined? Well, I can tell you, and you have no proper thing to believe what I say. So it's either you believe me or not. But there is a difference between dreaming, a lucid dream, and a proper astral projection. I was playing around with all of these things, and one thing that I could tell how you know if you actually leave your body is if you really feel the sensation, if there is not much of a difference of the sensations between the physical experience and the astral experience. And it was kind of like the same. And yeah, that was my first experience with astral travel, with leaving my body. And I've had quite a couple more experiences after that. And like the first year or the first 2 years, I have to admit, I was too scared to try it again because it was kind of a scary experience. But what I experienced was some entities were trying to pull my astral body out of my physical body. When I was taking a nap, I was going into sleep paralysis, and then I felt this vibration again. There was nothing I really could do against it. It just happened. I was not even trying to astral project myself. It just happened. And I remember that some beings tried to pull me out of my body, like starting from my feet or some stuff, which can kind of freak you out at that age. So I was like, nah, man, I don't wanna, I don't wanna continue to do this. I know now that this is real. I know now that we in fact have an astral body, but a couple years later and couple of spiritual experiences later, I felt comfortable with doing it because I got more knowledge about what the astral realm, the astral world really is. And there's nothing that you need to be afraid of because it's literally just you and it's just a reflection of you. So, I had a couple more, like actually quite a few times where I astral traveled and where I left my body. And um, a lot of the times I used the rope technique. A lot of the times I was using the technique to roll out of my body. And yeah, what can I say? What I experienced, yeah, your sensations are the same. When you roll out of your bed, everything in your room still is the same. I remember rolling out of my bed and my astral body was touching the floor and the rug on the floor. And I was touching it. I was feeling the environment. I was feeling my desk, my door. I was walking around, and it literally feels the same as it would in the physical reality. So that was my first experience with astral travel. And then I had a lot of experiences after that with out of body experiences, astral traveling. And why am I saying this? Why am I sharing this? Well, I want to share this because I think it's a very interesting thing, and because I believe that humanity is going through a awakening phase right now, and I want to be part of this, and I want to share my experiences so that people know that death is not the end. This death is not real in a sense. It's like a transitioning from the physical world to the astral world, because you in fact have an astral body. And you can believe me or not, because you're gonna figure this out anyways when you die, but it's your choice if you choose to experience this before death, right? So I think it's up to anyone. And yeah, that's what I wanted to share. Yeah, I think that's it. All right.